Hey guys, this is Mrs. Curl,
And Mr. Hines.
and we are going to talk to you today about proportions. So we have some notes here that we would like for you to jot down. So pause your video and copy these notes, and then we'll come back. All right, let's look at this first definition. What does this say, Mr. Hines?
Proportions are two equivalent ratios.
Oh, now we learned yesterday that an equivalent ratio, those ratios are just fractions, and equivalent means they're equal. So, for an example here, if we did boys to girls, and we said there were 2 to 3 boys to girls, that is equivalent to 8 to 12. And why is that equivalent?
Because it simplifies back down. 8/12 simplifies back down to 2/3.
That's right. So these are the same, these fractions are the same, they're just in disguise.
Correct.
They're just in disguise. So you just have to break it down to the basics. So we also can say they are proportional because the cross products are equal. And remember, product means?
Answer to the multiplication.
Yeah, so I can just multiply. So it means cross, that means the same. So if I take this problem and I cross multiply, that would be 2 times 12. And we're saying that that's equal to, if I cross multiply the other side, which is 8 times 3. Well, let's see if that's true. 2 times 12 is 24, and 8 times 3 is
24.
24. So it checks. So the cross multiply, and some of you guys might have heard this called the butterfly. Yeah, a while ago. The butterfly method, where you can cross multiply. So you can always tell if two fractions are proportional or if they're equivalent by cross multiplying and seeing if their products are the same. Well, sometimes when we solve these proportions, a piece is missing, and we're trying to find that piece. And when that's the case, we have two ways that we can solve proportions. So again, pause the video and copy this down. The first way is to look for a relationship, and the second way you can do it is to cross multiply and solve the equation. All right, so let's look at this first example. So on this first example, I have 2/3 is equal to 8 over x, and I want to find out what the x is, and these are proportional. I am told that these two fractions are proportional, so that's why this works. Now, as we said, there are two ways to do them.
Right.
The first way is definitely my favorite way because it's
I like it too.
so easy to look for a relationship. So what you do is you just look across and see if there is a relationship. Do you see a relationship, Mr. Hines?
I do. They did something to 2 to get 8.
What
It
can I do?
increased, so they multiplied it times 4.
So that relationship there is 2 times 4, and that's what I did to get 8. Well, if I do that to the top, I can do that same thing to the bottom to find out what x is. So that would be 3 times 4, which
12.
tells me that x is equal to 12. And that is the answer. Now, if I wanted to, I can show you guys how to solve that using the cross multiplication to solve the equation. So I'm going to use the same problem here that we just did. I'm going to write 2/3 is equal to 8 over x, and I'm going to use my butterfly method or my cross multiply method. So if I don't see a relationship, I can do this. So I would take 2 times x, which is
2x,
equal to 3 times 8, which is,
24.
I'm going to go ahead and write 3 times 8. Okay, so that's going to be 2 times x, which is 2x, is equal to 3 times 8, which is 24. Now, this is one of our one-step simple equations that we've already learned how to do. So I draw my line for my equal sign. It's 2 times x. How do I get rid of multiplication?
The inverse operation by dividing.
So I'm going to divide both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so that gives me x is equal to 24 divided by 2, which is 12. So as you can see, whichever method I use, whichever way I use to solve the problem, I get the same answer, whether I use the butterfly or that cross multiply, or I find the relationship. So let's look at number 2. I have 8 over 52 equals x over 13. So again, let's look and see, do you see a relationship, Mr. Hines, in that problem?
Not off the top of my head, but there might be a relationship.
Let's look. Here I have a large number going to a smaller number.
So we're dividing.
Ooh, could I divide 52 by something to give me 13?
I could.
What can I divide by?
4?
4. So 52 divided by 4 equals 13. So again, what I do to the bottom, I can do to the top. So 8 divided by 4 is 2.
2.
So x is equal to 2. So that is my answer. Now again, sometimes when we do that problem, we don't see that relationship. You might not see that relationship right away. You might not know 52 divided by 4 is 13. So if not, we can always go back to the basics and do my cross multiply. So I have 8 over 52 equals x over 13. Again, I'm going to cross multiply. So I get 52 times x is equal to 8 times 13. Am I still in the camera? I am. Let me just slide that down a little bit. There you go. So again, 52 times x is 52. X is equal to 8 times 13, which is
104.
104. Again, I've got a simple one-step equation. So if I multiply my x, that means I'm going to do that inverse operation again,
Divide by
which is 52. And 104 divided by 52 is 2. So looky there. I get the same answer either way. All right, let's do one more example problem. So if I have 2/3 equals x over 7, do you see a relationship in this one, Mr. Hines?
I do not.
I don't either. So I'm just going to cross multiply right off the top there. So I'm going to cross multiply. Okay, so that's 3 times x is equal to 2 times 7.
So 3x equals 14.
Beautiful. And again, I divide both the sides by 3. X is equal to, oh gosh, 14 divided by 3, that doesn't come out even, does it? But can I have fractions?
I sure can.
Yeah, because fractions are our friends. We love fractions. So I just need to simplify that. So 3 will go into 14.
4 times.
4 times with 2/3 left over. So I can have a fraction as an answer. All right, we have 2 problems that we would like for you to try. So we have 3/4 equals x over 20, and
we have 4/5 equals x over 21.
So pause the video and solve both of these out, and remember you can look for relationships, and then if you can't find a relationship, then cross multiply. All right, let's look at these answers. So for the first one, did you see a relationship in this one, Mr. Hines?
We did. There's a relationship between the 4 and the 20, and that was the multiplying times 5. So whatever we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. So we multiplied the 3 times 5, and we got x is equal to 15.
Now, if you didn't see a relationship, then you cross multiplied, and you did 4 times x equals 3 times 20. So you have 4x equals 60, which is going to also give you x equal 15.
Divide that by 4, yep.
All right, and the other one over here, I didn't see a relationship on this one. Nope. So that means I cross multiplied, and I have 5x equals 4 times 21. So 5x equals 84. Divide both sides by 5, and x equals 16 and 4/5, which also would be 16 and 8/10, 16.8 if you did it that way. All right, so we have 4 problems that we would like for you to do on your own. So these are your practice problems. Number 1 is 4/5 equals x over 20. Number 2 is 13 over 15 equals 52 over x.
Number 3 is 9 over 5 equals x over 16. And number 4, 20 over 2 equals x over 5.
All right, you guys have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you later.